Goodness, Marilyn. You must have put a lot of effort into this.
Miss Heckshaw, you'll just never know.
That's right. Miss Heckshaw probably never will know the whole story behind Marilyn's last assignment in English 2.
How's it coming, Lynn? So there I was at 20,000 feet.
Hey, what's this big treaty on, anyway?
Perhaps you mean treatise? Rather. Get this, Carol. What does the emancipation of American women mean to you?
Emancipation?
Yeah, liberation, etc. How about women's right to stand up in buses and streetcars? Then, how about the modern gal's right to go Dutch when her dreamboat's out of ready?
Oh, Betty, be serious. We have to help Marilyn. Due Monday, you said?
That's right, Carol.
I know. Women's right to vote. Why, it's the biggest thing that's happened to women
Since Adam's apple. Carol, you sweet dumb thing. Pull up your flaps. You're dragging.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm having enough grief over this theme. There's only one thing I'm sure of. For Miss Heckshaw, it's got to be the modern approach. Say, let's look around the kitchen. Something about new freedom in our own home. Electricity, gas, mechanical servants, you know, something about, freedom from drudgery. Sort of like that. Oh, you mean like today we women have it easier than the pioneers?
Honestly, Carol.
Oh, my gosh. That's a terrific angle. Talk about emancipation. Take the family wash, for instance. No more clotheslines. No more dark basements. No more Blue Mondays. Boy, here's real emancipation from old-fashioned chores. Just set a dial and walk away. Well, that's the kind of emancipation any woman can understand. Well, what do you think of our complete home laundry as a subject for my theme?
Great for you, but what about the rest of us peasants?
What?
We don't got it. We don't happen to have anything like this at home.
Oh, well, just the same, it's still a good subject for... We neither. Ours is so old and rackety.
You mean rickety, Carol.
I mean you can hear it all over the house. Papa's so stubborn.
Stubborn? Men are plain inconsiderate. I just wish my father had to wash a few clothes instead of just getting them dirty.
Mine, too.
Emancipation. Fine. I could use a little.
Say, it might be crazy, but if it works, you'll have your emancipation and I'll still have a valid theme.
Talk sense.
I have a plan.
A plan?
Mm-hmm. It's 1,000 to 1, but it might work.
Then give.
Well, the whole trouble is your mothers.
Huh?
Well, they just don't understand men.
Then what am I doing here?
They're using the wrong approach. You've got to let your fathers sell themselves.
You mean so they'll think the whole thing is their idea?
Exactly.
But how?
This weekend, we get our mothers up to the lake. And we let the men stay here.
And make sure they do the wash.
Right. And, Carol, you're elected to get Mr. Walligan on our side.
Mr. Walligan? Mr. Walligan, please. If you'll just make sure that you have 2 complete laundries ready to deliver this Saturday.
2 complete laundries?
So, this weekend, you men can have that complete, uninterrupted cribbage game you're always talking about. Of course, you'll have to do Mother's washing while we're away.
Oh, no, Mother. Let Daddy do the wash while we're away.
But why, Marilyn?
Well, because you need a holiday. Golly, what took you so long? Where's Carol?
Right behind me.
Good.
You girls forget anything?
We sure hope not.
May it all come out in the wash.
You make lemonade, Jim? Must have been Marilyn. I found it in the refrigerator.
By golly, this is it, you know. Oh, wait a minute, George. I'd like to make a toast. Sure, Charlie. Who to?
Jim, to whom?
Why, to our recently departed. Who else? Yes, sir, boys. Here's to our gang of little women.
On a well-earned holiday. And a memorable weekend for us all. Snuff. Oh, excuse me, George.
Go ahead. I'll be right back. This is not bad. Oh, jumpin' Jehoshaphat.
What's wrong, Jim?
Oh, I promised Nancy I'd finish the wash, but I didn't figure on anything like this.
Yikes! Holy smoke! That reminds me. I promised to do the wash, too.
So did I. Well, come on, George. You might as well get it over with.
Now, wait a minute.
You can do that tomorrow. What about the cribbage game?
You kidding? With this on your hands?
Oh, there's no bother. It's no trick to do the wash with this baby, and we can go right on playing cribbage.
Automatic, huh?
Oh, you betcha. Well, this is a real nice setup you got here, Jim.
Oh, I don't know. Clara keeps harping on an automatic laundry. But look at you, Jim.
What do you mean?
Well, we men keep making it easier for women to do their work. And the next thing you know, we're doing it.
Yes, I'll admit there's very little labor left for ladies these days.
You're darn right. You take this washer here.
I do.
I mean the way it's designed so a child can run it. Speaking as an engineer. Well, what I mean is, you take the basic design. All you do is work out a system of pumps, and then you hook in some different valves, and then...
Well, that's not precisely what Tom Walligan told me. George, look.
Well, of course, there's a lot Mr. Warren couldn't be expected to know. But to an established company in the home laundry business, how it's made is a point of engineering concern that goes back a long way. Some 53 years, in fact. Inelegant now, these washers met the need in their day. And they set a course of valuable engineering experience, a course leading inevitably to today's ingenious automatic washer. Even so, how do you go about designing a new automatic washer? Well, first of all, you begin some 8 years before you decide the machine is ready for homemakers. And you begin by checking with the ultimate user herself. The first request was for an automatic washer that would get clothes as clean as standard wringer models. That meant an agitator type. How to engineer this fine idea into an automatic washer with a spin basket was a problem yet to be solved. The second request was for a method of saving suds and hot water, something the engineers themselves had long thought about. But again, figuring out how to save and reuse hot suds in a compact automatic washer with a single tub was a stiff engineering challenge. The third request was for adaptability, an automatic washer that would still let a housewife do her washing the way she wanted to do it. That meant a flexible time and cycle system. To these three basic demands, the engineers added one of their own, an automatic washer so well balanced it wouldn't need bolting down. So armed with what would be right in an automatic washer, your lab men proceed to find out what's wrong with existing types. And then the fun begins. Most good ideas start out as problem children. It is the design engineer's job to make them adoptable. The engineer usually has a team of draftsmen to help him translate ideas into working parts. And with time and patience and trial after trial, one of your brain children at last becomes socially acceptable. You have a flexible timer. Another, the agitator, in time gets a superior twin. Again, after many tests and rejections, you finally come up with the agitator you want. One that does an even better job of washing clothes than originally requested. But here, in the Suds return system, you find an engineering challenge so typical it hurts. That of developing a simple, good idea into a good, simple design. Starting from scratch, the first exploratory attempt was crude. The engineers tried an electric motor, an automobile pump, and a siphon line into the washer tub. The first unit was manually operated through a separate switch, and the water returned through the top opening of the washer tub. No good. In time, a two-way valve development got rid of the siphon hose, but the new pump still hung on the side of the tub, still unsatisfactory. Then both motor and pump were hidden beneath the washer, and a new problem was born. In this position, the pump now required precisely a pint of priming water to start its Suds return action. A coffee can held just enough, but soon became a brightly painted, specially designed priming can. Eventually, the priming can became an aluminum derby hat, itself subject to further improvement. After many other refinements, the engineers finally released the unit to production. A good, simple design. It works beautifully. This baton-like affair is a steel rod with a hard rubber ball at each end. Believe it or not, the rubber ball is used to eliminate bounce. Again, eventually, a simple design, the ball rod suspension system is the engineer's unique answer to their own problem. A perfectly balanced machine that needn't be bolted down. And these, of course, are just some of the things George Warren couldn't be expected to know about automatic washers and how they're made.
Carol,
Yeah?
are you sure you gave Mr. Walligan the right number?